For more on all of this, and there's a lot of it, I'm joined by our chief Washington correspondent, Major Garrett, and our chief election and campaign correspondent, Robert Costa. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you. I actually want to talk about the Democrats first. Sure. Major, we've got up to 20 House Democrats now calling for the president to step aside. 2 out of 3 voters, according to a lot of polls, Democratic voters. How is the camp responding?
So the camp is responding. Everything is the same. Biden is not moving. He is digging in. And the pressure, though building, is irrelevant to Biden, at least for now. But the polls are down, the isolation is real, and the walls are closing in on the president and the future of his campaign. That is a phrase, Tony, I heard over and over again on cell conversations and text chains with Democrats across the country yesterday.
The walls closing in. Bob, let's go to you, because Donald Trump is trying to expand the walls of the Republican Party. Did you hear anything in that speech last night that won over a new voter?
You saw in this convention a lot of focus on Donald Trump. The former president had his family there, Melania Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump showed up, so did Jared Kushner. So you saw them celebrating his history, his life. There were some overtures to working Americans in states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and elsewhere. But this was about Trump, and it was underscoring his support and his policies, reflecting back on his presidency.
Major, there are aspects of that speech that really felt like a rally speech. You've been to a lot of those rallies. What stood out to you?
So the beginning of the speech was about drama, a drama that he can only tell. And that's a dramatic story that anyone on the political stage who survives an assassination attempt gets to tell his or her own way. And the country will be riveted by that story. And I'm sure the country was. That's real and raw and detailed. That was by far the most compelling part of the evening, by design and by circumstance. The rest of the speech, though, was very much like what Trump rally attendees have heard and what maybe the country hadn't quite heard. And I know Democrats, as the evening wore on, were saying, wait a minute, this is actually not what Trump should be doing. Trump should be shorter on the rally part, more on the humility, more on the drama side. And as the speech wore on, Democrats felt, wait a minute, the country is seeing something they may not be comfortable with. Yeah. But right now, the momentum is with the Trump campaign and the unified Republicans here.
And Bob, there were elements of celebrity, also dynasty on display last night. Talk to me about that.
People forget. Not only was former President Trump on The Apprentice for years, a reality TV show, he was also involved in the pro wrestling world. In fact, in 2013, he was put in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. He had Hulk Hogan there ripping his shirt open on stage, the former president smiling as that unfolded, Dana White from the UFC. This was Trump saying to America, I have my own celebrities on my side here. Yes, many in Hollywood might support President Biden, but Hulk Hogan, these people who have real appeal to a lot of people around this country, even if they don't get a ton of mainstream attention, he's saying to many Americans, I'm with the wrestling crowd, I'm with you. We'll see, though, to your point, if it expands his coalition or not.
A very different red carpet at the Republican National Convention.
Yeah, indeed. I had a Hulk Hogan action figure, though, as a kid, though. I might dig it up when I get back home.
He may be trying to appeal to you, Tony.
He might be. That was a high point for me. Bob, Major, thank you both very much. Appreciate it. Let's send it back to you all in New York.